Welcome back, everybody. That's right. We are back here in the Toronto Huskies franchise for episode number 4 live here. The live stream is going to be all about this upcoming week 3 game against the New York Jets, the undefeated New York Football Jets. Now, last week, if you guys didn't tune in, or excuse me, last week, quote unquote, yesterday we streamed 2 games in one day. We probably will stick to maybe one today, depending on how things go. But if you didn't check out the last 2 weeks, definitely go check those out. Week 1 was a longer one. It was about an hour and a half or hour and 45 minutes live stream. Now, obviously, we watched the week 1 game, and that was against the Cleveland Browns. And it was a tough one. You know, they're Super Bowl contenders in this, and obviously, once again, they ended up beating us in week 1. And then in week number 2, as you can see on screen there, we got our first ever victory in franchise history against the Tennessee Titans, division foe Tennessee Titans. So that's an exciting thing. If you want to go check that out, it was in the last video, just over an hour long, and it was a really good game, actually. We had some fun moments offensively, defensively, a little bit of everything, honestly. Even special teams got involved. So that was a lot of fun. Go check that out. But first things first, I listened to the audio. Like I said previously, we are still working on the audio and trying to figure things out. I'm actually using a different mic this time, so if it sounds different, better, worse, otherwise, please let me know. I'm trying a different mic out and a different setup. I don't know how this is going to work. It's either going to be really, really good or really, really bad. So I apologize if it's really bad. If it's great, wonderful. We'll stick with it. But I wanted to try something a little bit different here with this episode, in terms of the volume and everything like that. I liked how obviously week 1 the volume was a little off with the in stadium things, so obviously it seemed like the crowd and the announcers and or not the actual announcers, but like the announcers in the stadium were a little too loud, you know, and I couldn't hear my voice very well in the video, so I tuned up the audio obviously and tried it out again. In fact, I'm going to go check real quick and see how this is faring. Bear with me, because I don't know what this is going to sound like with the new faring. Bear with me, because I don't know what this is going to sound like with the new faring. Bear with me, because I don't know what this is going to sound like. All right, it actually sounds pretty good, I think. We'll have to see once I get into the game. It actually sounds pretty good, I think. So, sorry for the echo there, but I just had to check out the audio. It does sound pretty good. I don't think that I'm going to have to mess with it too much, which is nice, thankfully. But once we get in-game, I'll be able to tell a little bit better. I want you guys to still be able to hear the stadium sounds and the sounds of the game and everything. Last week, I actually liked the audio, but this mic that I'm using right now is actually a nicer mic, so I'm hoping that it sounds pretty good, and I hope it's not too loud. That's what I worry about, because this is since it's such a nice mic, it picks up sound so easily. So I'm hoping that it's not too loud. I might put the thing halfway across the room if it is, and then try it. But because right now it's right next to me, we'll have to see how that does for us. But overall, I'm excited to get into this week 3 matchup. That's right, week 3 here with the Toronto Huskies. Now, obviously, we talked about doing the scouting, and I think I've determined what I want to do for the scouting, and I will kind of tell you guys. I'm not going to show you guys yet because I haven't finished it. I'm in the middle of going through and doing a few things. So I'm going to do kind of a mixture. You know how before we talked about either doing an auto-generated class or doing a more of a class where it's the real players, right? So once I did a little bit of digging into the roster that we utilized to start this franchise, I realized something, because obviously we started this franchise 3 years ago. It's been a little while, so I had to dive deep, and I realized that a lot of the players that were in that 2020 draft class, that, like, you know, CeeDee Lamb, our star receiver, and everything like that, that draft class, a lot of the players were not actually in here. About 50% of them were, which isn't bad. 50% is not bad, but I want to get that other 50% in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and implement those 50% into an auto-generated class. So I'll do an auto-generated class, and then I'll edit about 50% of the players into real players, if that makes sense. Probably not even 50%. It's going to be more like 25 to 45% of the players are going to be edited into some real players. To give you an example, one of the running backs that were not actually in, despite, they had like Clyde Edwards-Helaire was in there, but they didn't have Jonathan Taylor. So I'm going to put Jonathan Taylor in this class. So that's just an example. And then we're going to have some of the auto-generated rookies as well. So we're going to have a little bit of everything in this upcoming class. And I'm just going to kind of play it out as these players decided to stay in college an extra year. For those that are wondering why, that's what I'm going to pretend. All right, because it's not perfect, but we're going to work with what we got here. So I guess without further ado, let's jump in real quick. Obviously, for those of you that are new here, this is what our roster looks like. All right, we've got a pretty lackluster roster, to be honest. So it's going to be tough sledding. It's going to take a lot of, impressive play from some young players like Floyd Ellis, our first ever draft pick here with the Toronto Huskies. Or maybe some of these guys that we sign in free agency like CeeDee Lamb. We're going to need some big plays from these guys down the stretch. And speaking of someone's play that I've been actually pretty impressed with is our quarterback and owner, Ryan Fitzpatrick, a.k.a. Ryan Fitzmagic. He's been playing pretty well. I think that he has shown that there's a reason why he's the starting quarterback. I don't believe, has thrown a single interception so far this season. So, not bad through 2 games. A lot of us, with considering the overall that he is, probably expected a lot of bad games from him. But that hasn't been the case. So, I've been very impressed with him. I want to see, who knows, maybe if he doesn't retire, he'll come back and play again for us. We'll see, though. I don't know. But I am excited to get into this Week 3 matchup. I'm going to real quick upgrade whatever players we have. We got Kadar Holman here. Coming out of that Week 2 matchup against the Titans, we had a lot of, going into the matchup, we had a lot of question marks still. That Week 1 game didn't really tell us a whole lot about our team because of how much we were overmatched. But I think one thing it did show was the fight that this roster had. And they brought that fight into the Week 2 matchup against the Titans. And that's how we came away with the victory. It was a lot of gritty play from our defense. And to be honest, I was impressed with what they were able to do against Derrick Henry. So definitely go check that out. And without further ado, I believe it is time to jump in to our game here against the New York Jets. Now, this is a Jets team that has Sam Darnold at the helm, and that's right, Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Adams still in town there in New York. Obviously, Quinnen Williams in real life is still there. So we're going to jump in and see with our second game at home at the Den. Can we get another victory to start off this franchise? I would love to see that. And I'm curious to see how they play against a team that seems to be pretty hot to start the season here with the New York Jets. I'm also curious to see, the defense for the Jets is actually fairly good. They've got some good pieces. Obviously, Snacks Harrison is back in town. That's interesting. So we'll have to see how this goes. Obviously, for those that don't know, I do not play the games in this. I commentate them. So we will be watching our team play, and then you'll be kind of essentially like watching a broadcast of the game. So that's what we do here. So to start this off, we have the New York Jets coming to town here against none other than our Toronto Huskies. And they are excited. It is raining. Yes, raining. I think the second out of 3 games, if I'm not mistaken. So it's all right, though. You know, we'll take rain. Maybe it'll help our players play better. That's my theory. This team is built for the rain. All right. So as the two teams come out of their respective tunnels, we have the home team, the Toronto Huskies, coming out. They're excited to get things underway. This crowd is excited. I think it is about time to start this thing off. And just an FYI, I think in the future I may end up cranking the time on the games up from 9-minute quarters to maybe somewhere between like 11 or 12. I just want to get some more, because we're not getting the passing yards that I would like to see. So I'm going to see if I can't change that. All right, so to start this thing off. All right, Aldrich Rosas, the now kicker for the New York Jets, is here and ready to start this thing off. Now, before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and jump in and see what the audio is like, as we have Ryan Fitzpatrick, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on the season, only 12 incompletions. He is playing quite well to start this season. Only 12. All right, so as you can see, to start this game, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick in this offense with a very young offensive line out there, and then we have a few playmakers and a couple veterans, including Delaney Walker on the offense, as well as obviously our quarterback at the helm. After that first down completion for 2 yards to Patrick Laird out of the backfield, we drop back and an incomplete pass, only the 13th on the season for Ryan Fitzpatrick. And we're going to take a look at this Jets defense. We have a couple of veterans in the middle with Damon Harrison, Snacks Harrison, and some young guys on the middle, or in the linebacking core. Now, obviously, we got our safety duo for the Jets there of Marcus May and Jamal Adams. On 3rd and 8, Fitzpatrick drops back. He moves around in the pocket, finds his man, but he drops it. Oh, I think that was Delaney Walker, the veteran, with the drop. That's something you don't see every day from a guy like Delaney Walker. It's unfortunate. He had his guy beat right there, found the seam up the middle, but he just couldn't hold on to the football. You know, those are plays that we're going to need this offense to make down the stretch if we want to win football games this season. Because, let's just be honest, this is not necessarily the best team in the NFL. What a punt here. Wow. Great punt here by Matt Hack, getting it to down just inside the 2-yard line. That is great stuff from the 27 to the 2. And this means that Sam Darnold and company are going to be rolling out here from the 2-yard line. Tough spot to start your drive. Let's see if they hand it off to Le'Veon Bell, and that's exactly what they do. We get a spin move here, and Bell gets tackled. They're going to call it forward progress at the 2-yard line, but he ends up getting tackled in the end zone, technically. See if they go back to him again here on 2nd. And that's exactly what they do. A spin move from Le'Veon Bell gets up to the 10-yard line, getting some space for this offense to breathe, but that makes a 3rd and 2. Can this defense make a big stop here to start the drive, or start the game, excuse me? And throw to the right-hand side. Sam Darnold just inaccurate there. He just misses his guy. So it's unfortunate for the Jets because that great punt set them up into a pretty bad spot. Looks like the rain actually is affecting these quarterbacks right now. So Sam Darnold, or it's just Sam Darnold not being good, we'll have to see. But the Jets go ahead and punt this football. Not nearly as good of a punt as what this Huskies team brought to the game. And it looks like CeeDee Lamb there is going to get about 6 yards or so on the return. Not bad. And this offense coming back out for their second drive already with about 7 minutes left in the first quarter. All right, Ryan Fitzpatrick is under center with a few tight ends over to the left-hand side. They put a guy in motion. That's actually an offensive lineman in motion. They're going to hand it off right up the middle. And that's Patrick Laird for about 1 yard. I think that might have been Jamal Adams coming in on the tackle. All right, Fitz is under center, hands it off right up the middle again. Is there some space for Patrick Laird as he gets up to about the 49-yard line, making it 3rd and 2. They're in the I formation here, and they're going to fake it to Laird, and they're going to throw it, or not Laird, excuse me, that is, I think, John Kelly, and they're going to fake it to him and throw it to him, but gets -4 yards. Nice tackle for loss there by Jamal Adams, who I think is going to be all over this football field today. So that'll be an interesting matchup to see. It's going to be a tough one because right now our offensive playmakers just aren't getting open. And they just aren't making people miss either. So, all right, looks like the Jets are going to get another chance here with the football. And another pretty good punt here from Matt Hack. Not quite as good as the first one, but pins him inside the 20 at the 13-yard line to start this drive. Le'Veon Bell and Matt Stafford, Sam Darnold come out onto the football field here with 5:25 left in the first. Darnold's going to hand it right off to Le'Veon Bell up the middle. It gets about 3 yards in the carry. And last week, Le'Veon Bell was pretty productive, over 100 yards, found the end zone, really helped this Jets team get to their second victory, and has been a key component for this Jets offense this season. All right, they go back to the well there with Le'Veon Bell, but he gets stuffed after only about a 2-yard gain, making it 3rd and 5. They're probably going to be passing the football. That was Josh Bynes, the veteran, on the tackle. And Sam Darnold drops back. He looks, surveys the field, is under duress, and he gets sacked. That is right. That is Quincy Williams, the star standout defensive player from last season. And he comes in and continues that trend, getting his first sack of the season on 3rd down. Yeah, you'll see throughout this season that Quincy Williams is going to be our 3rd down rusher on the outside, because that's where he really succeeded last year, and we want to see him continue to do that. And he's started off the season pretty hot here with a sack. All right, pinning him deep right here. Inside their end zone they're punting from, and looks like this is going to barely get past the 50, as the return is only a couple of yards to the 50. And we got great field position for our offense to start things off. Ryan Fitzpatrick and company, this is their opportunity to finally get some points on the board and take control of this game. All right, Fitzpatrick is under center. Puts an offensive lineman in motion here from left to right. Snaps the ball, fakes, pump fakes, and finds his guy over the middle. I believe that may be Patrick Laird, maybe, with the reception out of the backfield. And a high snap for Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he controls it, hands it off, and that is Laird with a first down after making a guy miss. That was a good run, probably one of the better runs this season, ironically, for this Huskies offense. That's Jesper Horsted, actually, with the reception. Oh my gosh, what a hit! And that is a nice play from this Jets defense, but more than that, is a great, really started off to be a really great run for Patrick Laird. Probably a season long so far, going up the middle, huge hole, but he gets laid out on that play. And I believe that is, yes, Jamal Adams. Again, remember, we said that he was going to be a problem for this offense, and that is exactly what he's turning into right now, as that makes a third or fourth play that he's been involved in already, and it's not even the end of the first quarter. All right, the Jets take over here at the 26-yard line. A quick throw to the right-hand side, and they've got a first down and more. That is Jamison Crowder. They're going to count that as a rush for 14 yards, even though it was technically a pass, but it was behind the line of scrimmage. And Jamison Crowder has some wheels. He may be the biggest weapon in terms of the, I guess, wide receivers for this Jets team, because they don't really have a ton of wide receivers that are going to really scare our defense, hopefully. We've said that before, though, I'm sure. All right, Le'Veon Bell gets split out wide coming out of the backfield, and they're going to have a throw over the middle, complete to, I believe that is none other than Chris Herndon, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Chris Herndon for 9 yards, making it 2nd and 1. We got Darnold snapping it, faking the handoff to the wide receiver on the jet sweep, and handing it off to instead Lev Bell up the middle, getting the first down, but not much more. Josh Bynes on the tackle. Under center, we have Sam Darnold, and they have another run up the middle. That may have been a face mask. Yes, it was. All right, this Toronto Huskies defense making some mistakes here. That's Quincy Williams with the face mask, putting him into field goal range now. And just like that, this Jets team has pretty much taken all the momentum off that turnover. They're going to really need to get Floyd Ellis and company to get some pressure on this offense. So we have Le'Veon Bell in the backfield, now getting split out wide. Empty backfield now. Sam Darnold takes the snap. He's going to survey over the middle, found his man, and another face mask. I don't know what is going on. Oh my gosh, that's the veteran in Logan Ryan, our best player on this defense. And that is a first down for the New York Jets at the 13-yard line. That is 30 yards in just those two penalties given up. All right, now the Jets take the snap. They hand it off up the middle to Le'Veon Bell, and he takes it up for 4 yards, gets inside the 10-yard line, making it 2nd and 6 from the 9 with about 10 seconds to go in this first quarter. He hikes the football, barely gets the throw off, almost gets sacked there. Coming off the edge was, I believe, Ifedi Adenabo, who had some really good plays in that Titans game last week. And we got Sam Darnold dropping back, finding his man over the middle with zeros on the clock, and that's going to be a goal line, or not exactly a goal line stand, but a good stop inside the 10-yard line for this Huskies defense. All right, to start the second quarter, we're about to get our first points on the board, and that's exactly what happens here. With a 3-0 lead, Aldrich Rosas nails the kick, nails the kick, and just like that, the Jets have made something out of the turnover from Jamal Adams. That was a nice hit by Jamal Adams to force that fumble. I think that they might want to steer clear of him for the rest of this game. But to start this thing off after the touchback, Patrick Laird, who has that fumble, but also has had some running lanes for the first time this season, really. So we're going to have to see how they're going to utilize this rushing attack moving forward. Fitzpatrick is under center. He hands it off right up the middle again And that's going to be a 4-yard gain for Patrick Laird. They're just not afraid, you know? And I mean, with this offense, you really can't be afraid, because it's not like you got much else to turn to. And they're going to hand it off up the middle again here on 2nd and 6, getting about 3 or 4 yards. Patrick Laird. And now we've got under center, I formation. And Fitz is going to fake the handoff to John Kelly. Finds his man over the middle with the catch. I believe that's Jesper Horsted, the second tight end, with his second reception on the day, actually. And that is CJ Mosley with the tackle. That's a first down as well for this Toronto Huskies offense. And they need to just get a couple more of those to really get the momentum back for this Huskies team, because it was really just sucked out of this offense and really the entire stadium. And quick throw here by Ryan Fitzpatrick, almost intercepted. That was a dangerous pass there. All right, 2nd and 10, I formation here. And we've got a handoff to Patrick Laird up the middle. What a nice run there. That is a first down. About a 10-yard gain for Patrick Laird. Finds another hole. He is doing his job right now. This offensive line is doing its job right now. And that's kind of how we're going to need to get some of these games kind of close. We need to control the clock, which is, I know, going to be tough given the lack of talent across this team. But under center again, and another handoff to Patrick Laird off to the left-hand side. And that's going to be about a gain of 7 yards on that first down carry. And it's 2nd and 3. We got in the gun. Another handoff, though. This time, not to Patrick Laird, but to John Kelly. 1 rush for 1 yard now is his stat line right now. And we got Fitzpatrick on 3rd and 2. He's going to hand it off up the middle again. A little bit of... Ooh, he runs right into his center, I believe, up that run. That's Raquel Armstead, but he gets the first down. And that's really all you can ask for. Good patience there. When he runs into his center, he, doesn't just keep pushing. He finds a little bit of an opening to get that first down. All right, it is 1st and 10 here. A couple of tight ends to the left-hand side. And they hike the football, and they run it right up the middle. Patrick Laird, another 3-yard gain here. All right, 2nd and 7. A couple of receivers down to the left-hand side, and we have Ryan Fitzpatrick dropping back, trying to find his man there, coming out of the backfield, but misses the throw. All right, we have under center, I formation. Once again, 3rd and 7, though, so they're probably going to fake it, and that's what they do, and they get him, except was that taken down by the face mask? That was another face mask, this time on the Jets, though. And that is Brian Poole coming off the edge as a blitzer. The corner gets the sack, but doesn't matter because they give up the first down with the face mask. And Fitzpatrick is fired up right now. And he's inside the 30-yard line in field goal range to tie this football game up. And they're going to do a pitch here to the right-hand side. And they've got some room. Good blocking there. And John Kelly gets out there for about 8 yards. All right, we've got Patrick Laird back in the backfield again. And Fitzpatrick is going to hand it off to him up the middle. Another first down. That's a 5-yard rush again for Patrick Laird. He's averaging about 5.9 yards per carry right now, and he seems to be doing everything he can. They're going to hand it off to him once again on first down, but this time he has nowhere to go. All right, for 2nd and 10 from the 17-yard line. Fitzpatrick under center, and they're going to hand it off up the middle once again. A little bit of a delay there, and he ends up getting 4 yards out of it. Raquel Armstead, the 3rd running back. This is kind of a three-headed rushing attack right now, but it seems to be working. We got a bunch set to the right-hand side, and they're going to try to set up a screen there, but Fitzpatrick just gets a little flustered with the pressure coming in his face and just throws that onto the ground. Setting up a 4th and 5, so a field goal from the 13-yard line. and Josh Lambo nails it to tie this football game up. Not a lot of points right now in this game, but it's also pretty tough weather out there in Toronto. It is raining pretty heavily, and it has been since this game started, and it hasn't seemed to be letting up either. So here we go on the kickoff with 2:38 left, and the Jets are going to return this and end up getting it to about the 29-yard line. Not a bad return there. Sam Darnold and company comes back out onto the football field, hoping to get some, extra momentum here to kind of push this into the end zone this time. Only able to get inside. They got inside the 10, but couldn't finish the drive last time. And they're going to, it looks like Sam Darnold either got confused there on that first down play or didn't like what he saw, and decides to flip from throwing it to the right to throwing it all the way across to the left, and ends up going backwards on the play there. I believe that might have been Quincy Enunwa with the reception. Alright, so Sam Darnold now handing off up the middle to Le'Veon Bell. He's got some room and a first down. What a move. With now getting to the 2-minute warning, that was about the longest play, I think, in this entire game, it feels like. Alright, Sam Darnold's going to throw this football. It's all the time in the world. Finds his man on the left-hand side, getting down the sideline, inside the 30-yard line. I believe that's going to be Braxton Berrios with a 29-yard reception and getting out of bounds. That's what you like. That was a nice throw there from Sam Darnold. Despite the rain, still finds his way to Braxton Berrios on the sideline, right on target, and he runs down for about 29 yards. Getting him into field goal range as well on that play. So at the 28-yard line, minute 52 left. Empty backfield. Sam Darnold's going to throw it over to the right-hand side, and that is Quincy Enunwa running away from his man for a first down. His third reception on the day. Minute 47 now. 1st and 10. Sam Darnold is going to throw it deep over the middle, and that's going to be a touchdown. Touchdown, New York. Quincy Enunwa with his second straight reception, and the first touchdown is on the board here. They just could not keep up with his man there. That's actually the rookie corner in Branch for this Huskies team. It's not what you want to see from your rookie. Alright, so now with the extra point, that gives them a 7-point lead with a minute 44 left. A lot of time still on the clock for this Ryan Fitzpatrick-led offense to really try and make something happen here before halftime and try and tie this game up. Because if they were able to tie this game up, it's just like almost a brand new game coming out of halftime at that point. So right now, it's going to be the kickoff. And it's going to be returned from the edge of the end zone, getting out to the 21-yard line. That is Ashton Doolin on the return. Now, Patrick Laird has been quite good this game, with the exception of that fumble that really cost his team some points. Although it was a pretty big hit, so you can't be too mad. So we got Ryan Fitzpatrick dropping back to throw the football over to the right-hand side and goes right through his receiver's hands. Intended for, I believe, Henry Ruggs on the right-hand side. Another pass here. Finds his man on the left, but the momentum takes him back to almost the line of scrimmage. So the Jets use a timeout here, actually, making it 3rd and 8 with a bunch set on the right-hand side. Fitzpatrick drops back, has all the time in the world, finds his man over to the left, but his momentum takes him out of bounds, making it 4th and 5. All right, oh, bobbled the snap there, the punter does, but he still gets it off, and that is going to be a fair catch at the 21-yard line from the New York Jets. So a 3-and-out is forced, and just like that, this Jets team has a chance to stretch this lead out to double digits. And they've got 2 timeouts, a minute 20 to work with. They have to go 79 yards. They got Sam Darnold dropping back to throw the football, throws it over to the left-hand side, finds his man, and gets out of bounds. That's going to be about 7 yards on that reception from Braxton Berrios. Sam Darnold is in shotgun here, putting Le'Veon Bell out of the backfield here for a pass. So empty backfield, Sam Darnold looks over to the right-hand side, finds a man wide open. What a play, though, by Rashad Jones, the wily veteran, to make sure that that guy does not get the pass completed. Very nice play. Bunch set to the right-hand side here on this 3rd and 3. Sam Darnold over the middle, finds his man. Oh, man, that is unfortunate. And I believe that's going to be the 2nd timeout for the New York Jets, and Chris Herndon, I think, over the middle of the field for that catch. Logan Ryan on the tackle. All right, Darnold drops back again, finds his man, Le'Veon Bell out of the backfield, breaks a tackle, makes a man miss on a spin move, and gets down to the 48-yard line. About a 9, makes something out of nothing on that 9-yard reception, breaking a tackle and then making a man miss. I believe that's Nick Needham who just spun out on the spin cycle. Nice play there as he just trucks that guy who was right there to make the play and would have made a big play for this Toronto defense. But instead, Sam Darnold is throwing over the middle here and finds his man, completes it down to the 33-yard line, 29 seconds and counting, rolling, and that's Jamison Crowder with the reception. They only have 1 timeout, so they're going to have to hurry up to the line if they want to make something happen here. They should be in field goal range, though, so they don't have to worry about that. If this Toronto defense, though, can get a sack, then all of a sudden, everything changes. They've got 14 seconds and counting. Sam Darnold drops back. He looks, and that's exactly what happens. A sack here. Quincy Williams sacks this Jets team, and I think puts them out of field goal range with 3 seconds on the clock. The Jets take a timeout. This is going to be a very long field goal if they attempt it. It's going to be from the 41-yard line in the rain. Aldrick Rosas, who does have a big leg, but nowhere near. And they're going to have a chance to return this. And that goes nowhere, though, unfortunately. But that was not even close. There must be some pretty bad wind here in Toronto today, as Aldrick Rosas, who does have a big leg, just didn't even come close to, he barely made it to the end zone on that kick. But heading to halftime, this New York Jets team, undefeated New York Jets team, does have the lead. Let's look at across the NFL, and Minnesota travels to Houston here, and they end up losing, going to 0-3, this Texans team, leading this AFC South at 3-0. Deshaun Watson putting up some large numbers out there in Houston. San Francisco travels to Arizona, and they are absolutely destroying this Kyler Murray-led Cardinals, who is struggling right now. But this 49ers defense making things happen. Indianapolis travels to Chicago and ends up taking an L to the Chicago Bears. Their first win on the season, the Bears. And it looks like Tariq Cohen was a big factor in that game, getting them the dub, because Mitchell Trubisky certainly wasn't doing his part. All right, as you can see, some highlights there. Quincy Enunwa with the touchdown, the sole touchdown in this game, and the Jets are going to get this football back to start the second half with an opportunity to stretch this lead out. coming out of halftime, what I would like to see is I'd like to see this Toronto team shut down the rushing attack like they did with Derrick Henry last week for the most part, and then that's going to allow the secondary to make plays. All right, Sam Darnold drops back, empty backfield, throws the football down to the right-hand side, wide open, first down and more with a man missing, and that's going to be Jamison Crowder once again. His second reception on a 16-yard catch with Josh Bynes on the tackle. So right now it seems to be that our guys just cannot make plays on these Jets receivers and running backs. These Jets playmakers are just making everyone miss at this point. They're either breaking tackles or no one's even touching them. All right, we got Le'Veon Bell in the backfield here. Sam Darnold under center, but he decides to throw the football to the left-hand side and just barely getting his feet in. I believe that is Braxton Berrios on a 4-yard reception to the left-hand side. And we got Darnold in the shotgun, and he's going to fake the handoff to the receiver on the jet sweep. Up the middle, Le'Veon Bell goes. I believe it's going to be about a 3-yard carry. It's 3rd and 3 here. Empty backfield. They're going to be throwing the football, and Sam Darnold has all the time in the world, finds a man on the left-hand side. That is Quincy Enunwa. Right now, Sam Darnold is just dotting up this defense. Enunwa has 50 yards on 5 grabs and a touchdown right now. They're just finding the openings on this Huskies defense. And because of the lack of pressure right now, with only, I think, 2 sacks in the game, both from Quincy Williams. So we got 1st and 10 now. At the 35-yard line, Darnold drops back over the middle. That's going to be a first down there with Chris Herndon on the catch. All right, Sam Darnold, 1st and 10 once again from the 21-yard line this time. They're going to fake the handoff to Le'Veon Bell, throw it deep, and a collision causes Quincy Enunwa to drop the football there. Logan Ryan with the collision. And now they're going to hand the football off to Le'Veon Bell, who gets stuffed in the backfield for a negative play, 3-yard loss there. And that is Zaire Franklin coming in from his linebacker spot to make the play. See, those are the plays that I want. If we can shut down this Jets rushing attack, it's going to force them into 3rd and longs like this. So Darnold's in shotgun. Le'Veon Bell coming out for a pass, and just like that, quick throw to the right-hand side and a tackle immediately on a 1-yard catch from Chris Herndon. And just like that, this Jets team is going to be forced to kick a field goal. It is going to give them, though, a 2-score lead, actually. Assuming that they make this kick. And Aldrick Rosas nails the kick right through the middle of the uprights. Alright, the Jets now lead 13-3. And at this rate, the Jets may end up 3-0 to start their season. Aldrick Rosas kicking this football off. And it's going to be returned from about the 3-yard line. And they get a tackle immediately. Good kick coverage there at the 24-yard line. Ashton Doolin goes down. Looks like they're sending Raquel Armstead out onto the football field with the offense here. They still may end up changing that, but we'll have to see. Ryan Fitzpatrick, and they do end up putting Patrick Laird out there instead. And they're going to hand it off to Patrick Laird up the middle, and not sure why he made that move. If he would have just kept running, it could have been a first down, but instead it's a 2-yard gain on 1st and 10. Now 2nd and 8, and they're going to hand the football off right up the middle. Again, Patrick Laird getting a couple of yards there to the 30-yard line, making it 3rd and 4. Bunch set to the right-hand side, and that's exactly the way that Ryan Fitzpatrick looks. I don't know if he completed that pass. If he did, it was for no yardage at all. All right, so they're going to punt the football again. And another great punt here, pinning this Jets team inside the 5-yard line. What a punt from Matt Hack. Look at that. Right there at the 4-yard line. And Sam Darnold is going to have to push his team 96 yards if he wants to get a touchdown on this drive. So he's under center. Probably going to hand this off to Le'Veon Bell if I had to take a guess. And that's exactly what they do. And they are able to make the tackle for about a 1-yard gain. So 2nd and 9 from the 5-yard line now. They're in I formation, the Jets. And they fake the handoff, and they're going to throw this football. They have all the time in the world right now, but it doesn't matter. A safety from this defensive unit. That is right. The rookie, Floyd Ellis, first ever draft pick for this. Wow, look at that play. Anyways, first ever draft pick for this Toronto Huskies franchise. He gets past multiple offensive linemen, multiple blocks, and finds Sam Darnold in the end zone. He had a decent amount of time there, but because of the great coverage in the back end, that was a coverage sack right there. All right, safety punt now. And that goes out of bounds.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team.
Oh no. That is unfortunate. So that means they're going to start at the 30-yard line, this Huskies team. And they're going to go under center, hand the football off to Patrick Laird up the middle again. What a hit. Another big hit from Jamal Adams. But this time Patrick Laird was prepared and holds on to the football. 2nd and 8 now. And Fitzpatrick throws to the left-hand side, misses his man though. May have been affected because of the rain on that throw. And Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to hand it off on 3rd and 8. I'm not sure what this offense is thinking. I don't know if they were expecting to catch him off guard, but Snacks Harrison in the backfield to make the play there. I think that's going to be a 2 or 3 yard loss. I don't know what they were thinking on 3rd and 8. So Matt Hawk is going to have another opportunity to kick this one deep. And that's exactly what he does. Another punt inside the 5-yard line. Down at the 4. Matt Hack might be the MVP of this game for the Huskies. Look at the effort there from Matt Hack. Just perfect precision. And Sam Darnold comes out with only 4 incompletions on the day. All right, 1st and down in I formation from the 4-yard line. They're going to hand it off to Le'Veon Bell, who gets stuffed again from the 5-yard line. And it feels like we've seen this play out once before. And the Jets are going to hand it off again. This time, Le'Veon Bell has nowhere to go. Getting 1 yard, making it 3rd and 8 from the 6. Sam Darnold drops back, throws to the left-hand side, finds a man, but he steps out of bounds at the 9-yard line, and they're going to force a punt here, this Toronto defense. All right, so that is going to be a return from CeeDee Lamb. Gets about, I want to say, 8 yards or so on the return. And this offense comes back on the football field with a 13-5 deficit right now. So they've got an 8-point deficit. The question is, Can they get into the end zone right now? So Fitzpatrick drops back to throw the football over the middle, and he just misses his man there. So Fitzpatrick has 7 completions, but only 16 passing yards. All right, drops back, throws it again, over the middle this time, complete at the 50-yard line. That's going to be Keontae Bonds, the rookie, on the 6-yard reception. And they don't get the snap off here to end the third quarter. So the Jets are leading going into the fourth quarter, 13-5. All right, and a handoff again on third down. What is this play calling right now? I am getting frustrated, and I'm not even on the football field. Patrick Laird goes down in the backfield again for a loss on third down. I do wonder if this weather is affecting the play calling right now. And what a terrible punt from Matt Hawk after he's been so good this game. And he just nails that out of bounds at the 40-yard line. It ends up being like a 15, 20-yard punt.
Right there. Right there. 54 miles.
All right, so Sam Darnold in the gun. Sends Le'Veon Bell outside. Empty backfield now. He looks to the right-hand side, and that is going to be a reception, I think. No, Herndon didn't get his foot down there. Ends up being incomplete. Sam Darnold throws again, this time over to the left, or excuse me, yeah, the left-hand side. And the defense gets some hands in there to force the incompletion. Jamison Crowder, the intended target. And Sam Darnold finds a man down the left-hand side. That is, I believe, Jamison Crowder, and he's gone. He is gone. Jamison Crowder down the sideline and just runs past this defense, this Toronto Huskies defense, and that is Nick Needham getting burnt on the outside, and Hill just nowhere to be seen with the assistance over the top. I think that is Leroy Hill, maybe? Or Lano Hill, excuse me. Leroy Hill's the old linebacker for the Seahawks, but no, Lano Hill here. Just nowhere to be seen in the secondary. Jamison Crowder breaks this game open into the fourth quarter now. With the extra point, it's going to be 20-5. A 15-point game right now. That is a 60-yard touchdown from Sam Darnold to Jamison Crowder. Definitely the longest play of the day. All right, and the Huskies are going to take a touchback here to take over at the 25-yard line. Ryan Fitzpatrick comes onto the football field, and you know, he's just not sure what to do at this point. Empty backfield right now. They clearly need to throw the football, and they find a completion on the left-hand side for 7 yards. I believe that is Patrick Laird. And speaking of him, he gets the carry here on 2nd and 3, but only gets about a yard, making it 3rd and 2. Bunch set to the right-hand side. And they're going to fake a handoff, or excuse me, not fake a handoff, set up a screen pass on the left-hand side. That's Patrick Laird getting a decent amount of yardage there. That's almost 20 yards. Not quite, but about... Oh, sorry about that. I just hit the mic. All right, so now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the midfield here. And they have a little bit of momentum now. Fitz moving in the pocket, breaks a sack, but only to get sacked anyways by Clavion Chasson. I think that's how you say his name. I can never say it. But he breaks one sack, Fitz does, but then just rolls out into another one. That is unfortunate.
Right there. Right there. 54 Mike. Yeah.
All right, making it 2nd and 21 now. 6:20 on the clock. They're going to send John Kelly outside. Maybe that was Raquel Armstead. Either way, completion over the middle to the 45-yard line, making it 3rd and 15. Trying to get a little bit more manageable. A bunch set to the left-hand side. And Fitz is hit and fumbles the football. Scooped up by, I believe that is Quinnen Williams. And that's going to be a touchdown for this Jets defense. A scoop and score. Quinnen Williams, the big man, rumbling and tumbling to the end zone. And just like that, this Jets team has taken over this football game. Fitz just gets hit, fumbles the football, and that is all she wrote. And Aldrich Rosas getting ready to make this a 27-5 game. And they are running away with this game right now, the Jets. This is a pretty poor performance for this Toronto Huskies team, especially the offensive side of the football. I mean, defensively, it hasn't been pretty, but, they've been on the football field for so much of this game. Patrick Laird, he started this game, as you can see here, pretty hot, and then just cooled off since then. And at this point, they can't even run the football. We got a bunch set to the right-hand side and a receiver outside. And they look to make a quick pass over the middle and an incomplete pass there. Ryan Fitzpatrick in the gun. Sends Patrick Laird out of the backfield. Empty backfield now. Hikes the football. Looks over to the left-hand side, and that gets batted down. Could have been a pick. I think that was Brandon Poole. Brian Poole, I believe. And here on 3rd and 10, finds a man over the middle. That is Patrick Laird with the reception. Getting 9 yards, but they needed 10. So it's 4th and 1, and at this point, they should go for it. I don't know if they will, but I think they definitely should. Considering, I believe they're down 3 scores at this point. And they are going to go for it here. Fitzpatrick hikes the football, quick pass over the middle. And that is complete for CeeDee Lamb. That might have been his first catch on the day. Second, excuse me. All right, 1st and 10. Fitz drops back, throws short pass over to the left-hand side. Huge hit again, Jamal Adams. That time it was on John Kelly on a 2-yard gain, making it 2nd and 8 from the 41. They send Patrick Laird out of the backfield. And they're going to throw it here. Quick pass over the middle. That's Jesper Horsted, second tight end. Getting all the way to the 49, making it 3rd and inches. Punch set to the left-hand side here. And Fitz drops back, throws over there, and Horsted has to really adjust to make the catch and ends up going backwards for about 3.5 yards. Should have just let that hit the ground. Prince Amukamara comes up and makes the tackle. I mean, to be honest, that was a pretty good adjustment on the football for Jesper Horsted, but now we have Fitz on 4th and 4, dropping back. He's going to look to the left-hand side, finds a man deep, and that's going to be CeeDee Lamb with a completion. 22 yards, gets out of bounds. Now they have 65 passing yards finally. Yay! All right, Toronto. That might be one of the worst stat lines I have seen in a while. 65 passing yards with only a few minutes left in the game. All right, Fitz is going to drop back here. Look over the middle, complete. All right, that is going to be Delaney Walker on the reception. 4-yard gain. And they're going to set up a screen pass here. And that's John Kelly. But he doesn't get the necessary yardage, making it 3rd and 3. Only a 3-yard gain. 2-minute warning. And now coming out of the 2-minute warning, oh no, not again. Not again. Oh, thank gosh. That is a second fumble for Patrick Laird. They hand the football off on 3rd and 3. And once again, I believe that was Jamal Adams with the hit and fumble. And if it wasn't for Henry Ruggs running down that man, that would have been... Yes, that is Jamal Adams. That would have been another scoop and score. And Sam Darnold having a very nice day here for the New York Jets. And starting this drive off at the 38-yard line of the Huskies. And they're just going to hand the football off. Wide open hole for Le'Veon Bell. Getting well into field goal range. Down to the 23-yard line. Bell now has over 50 yards, and this is probably going to be the final drive of the game, unless they score. And Fitzpatrick is just stunned on the sideline. Another handoff, this time to the outside. Le'Veon Bell protecting the football with both hands. Gets another first down. All right, 55 seconds and counting left. I believe that was Josh Bynes on the tackle. And another handoff here, this time to Le'Veon Bell. Gets stuffed, though. No yards to gain. And now they are 3, 2, 1, and zeros on the clock. The final here, 27-5. The defense scored more points, almost, than this offense. Which is pretty sad. Just a very bad offensive output here in this game. Pretty poor stuff there from your Toronto Huskies. And they're all headed to the locker room. And we are going to do the same. Just not a good performance from this offense. 27-5 final. And hopefully this ends up being the last time we see an offensive output like this. as we end up finishing the game, falling to 1-2 now. 3-0, this New York Jets team, and they really put a pounding on this Toronto Huskies defense. But I suppose we will probably jump back here once again next episode here, starting in week 3. I'm going to continue to edit some of these players, or who knows, maybe I'll save the scouting for another time and just scout off camera and then show you guys later in the season. But I still got to edit a couple of players, so we'll jump back into it, and we'll be facing the Minnesota Vikings in week number 4. And hopefully it ends up a little bit better than this one. Pretty bad offensive output. And defensively, I mean, there's not much you can do when you're on the football field for 45 minutes of the game. So, all right. It was nice to get another episode here into the Toronto Huskies franchise. We're going to wrap this thing up saying thank you guys for listening. Make sure to tune in and follow our insider. That is going to be on the record. That is ONTHEWRECKERD1 on Twitter, and you can also catch it in the comments, or excuse me, not the comments, the description. I'll have the tag in there for you guys to follow, and there's probably going to be some updates for between the weeks, and also some updates to help you guys know when to tune in to watch some more live, or maybe some more things that are happening in between the weeks. Maybe there's going to be some updates. I heard there might be some suspensions looming for this Huskies team moving forward, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But until then, this will be me, TayVikes28, signing off. Have a great rest of your day.